Hi guys, welcome back to my video. This video is part 2 of the custom saddlebag support video. Uh, in the first part, I have shown you guys how to build a custom saddlebag support bracket for your bike. If you have not watched that video yet, I will put the link to the part 1 somewhere on the screen. Please do watch it. Uh, in this video particularly, I'm going to show you guys how to install the saddlebag support onto the bike by yourself. Well, you can take it to any local garage guy as well, but then the fun part is gone. I love to do all the alteration by myself as much as possible, of course. Uh, so let's see how to fix it onto your bike. So this is my bike, and I'm going to show you guys this is the mirror replica of my existing sari guard. So I've got this done separately, and this is where exactly the new guard will go, the support system will go. So let's begin. Let's see what we need to do to get this fixed on the bike. So we'll start with first removing the rear seat. So that's the screw which holds the rear seat. Once you have access to this rear seat, once you remove the rear seat, you'll have access to the uh, underneath screws. So you'll of course need to remove there are three screws which will be holding your sari guard. So one is the internal one, and one the suspension screw, and other one is the one the silencer, the one which holds your foot pegs. So let's begin. Let me open the rear seat first. Keep the screws safe. Don't want to lose any of those. So that's the first aid kit under your rear seat. Yeah, if you've not seen that before, that's right under your seat. This is the rubber bush I was talking about. You have to be very careful, don't lose it. You'll need that while fixing the rear seat back. And that's the three screws which you need to remove, which is holding your rear small container under your seat. So I'm going to use the screwdriver which is there in the toolkit. It's your bike toolkit. Uh, all those tools what I'm using right now, it's in your toolkit, so you do not need any special tool to get to fix this sari guard onto your bike. So let me quickly remove all these three screws. Once you remove that, you have access to your rear wheel area. You can actually see your rear wheel, plus the screw which we have to remove is right underneath. Let me see if you can focus that. Yeah, that's the screw which I need to remove. That's an Allen screw, so you'll need an Allen key for that. That's again in your toolkit. So you have to use that and remove that. It's a lot easier doing this way, accessing the wheel through the rear seat rather than lying down and uh, removing it's quite difficult. So I'll use Allen key and quickly remove the screw and come back to you guys. So I've removed the screw, um, and that's where it's been taken out from. I'm gonna keep the screw safe. And guys, I'm stressing on keeping those items, whatever you remove, to keep it safe. I've lost once, so I had hard time getting the spare from the local garage floor. So keep it safe. Now we will next look at removing the suspension screw. Screws. I'm doing all this, guys, with my one hand and holding a camera with another hand. Uh, I do not have an helping hand, someone to hold the camera for me. So pardon me if sometimes I'm not focusing appropriately. So I've removed the rear suspension screw and taken out the pillion rider holder as well. Now the third and the most important screw which we need to remove is the one which holds the silencer and your right side footrest. You got to be very careful with this because the silencer is been supported by, that's the only screw which is supporting your silencer. So if the moment you remove that, the silencer is going to fall down because of its weight, and you might end up bending the silencer pipe or even breaking it. So make sure you have some support from the ground before removing it. So I have this wooden plank lying around, which is apparently luckily same height uh, from the ground, the silencer. So I'm going to use that as a support to hold the silencer once I've removed the screw. You could actually use anything which can support your silencer, probably stack the books or find some couple of brick or something to bring it to the height of the silencer and make sure you support it while the screw is not there. Okay, now let's see how to remove that. So the third screw is, like I said, it's an important one. Plus, it's quite tricky as well because you you have to hold the screw from both the sides because both the nut is not fixed onto the frame. So once you start rotating from one side, both side rotates. So you have to hold from one side and use other hand to loosen up the screw. Um, yeah, like I said, it's a little tricky, especially because the bolt which is inside, it's a little hard to reach. Um, but I'm sure you'll find a way to do that, like I did. It's a little difficult, but not. I mean, you'll get a hang of it in a couple of tries. And there is enough space behind the suspension to put your hand around. So I've removed the nut, and the silencer is free. So I need to provide a support. So that's the wooden plank which I found. I'm using that as support. So the next thing which I need to do is to get the sari guard and bring that into position. The one issue I had was with the screw which I removed from the silencer support. That's apparently running short in length because of the thickness of the sari guard in that place. So I had to go to the local guy workshop, local fellow, and find a little longer screw. Uh, but I'd make sure that's the same thread because I'm not replacing the bolt. I'm just replacing the screw. So got a little longer one. I'll use that to fix the support of silencer and footpeg. Mm, Now I need to fix at least once a screw to get the thing to the position. So to do that, the best place was to put a screw on the suspension, one which we removed. So I'm going to do that. Firmly tightening it up using my hand itself. I'm not going to completely tighten it up until I position all the screws in place. So that's done, and now I'm going to put the screw which was removed underneath the mudguard. So it's the same length, the same screw can be used. The length is good enough to hold the sari guard as well. So that's the underneath screw is tightened up uh, completely, and yeah, that's the screw. And now almost all the screws are fixed. I have to make sure that all these screws are completely tight. So I'm going to double check and make sure all the screws are really tight. So done fixing the leg guard, all screws are tightened up. I've double checked, everything's looking good. So that's my left side sari guard, and that's the right side one. Looks exactly same. Now let's quickly fix everything back in place and get back to you guys. So once everything is fixed, that's how your sari guard is going to look. I find it quite useful. It's a complete support for your saddlebags. It has enough gap between the suspension and the bag. The thin railings give you support on the saddlebag as well. The bottom supports the saddlebag to sit on it. So I find a complete good solution for the saddlebag support. Let me know what you guys think. Please leave me a comment below, and do like my video and do subscribe to my channel. Cheers guys.